Hey everyone, welcome to episode 20 of the Lucky Dogs podcast. I got to start this one because Will Brown's still sitting on the barbecue and still trying to recover after his big weekend at Sydney. But a lot sort of happened since our last potty, eh, Will? You've done some racing, I've done some racing. We finished Sydney, and we're both in serious championship contention after the first round.
Yeah. No, we both had an awesome first round, actually, really strong. But I still feel like I'm a half-cooked lobster, so just been recovering last night. But yeah, it seems like a little bit. Last time we filmed the 2 episodes, so it feels like a bit since we caught up. But obviously, you've been over to Perth. Racing the sprint cars? I did the Bathurst 12 hour, and it's been a big couple of weeks for us, really, and everyone involved in Lucky Dogs. Ains, you've been coming everywhere, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
We're gonna drag Ains in more to the episode, so she'll just have to talk, or there'll just be a moment of awkward silence. So we're trying to get her involved, everyone. But yeah, I guess I it was pretty cool. You sent your sprint car over to Perth, back to I guess where you grew up. What was the reason for that? Why didn't you race over here actually?
I couldn't race over in Queensland actually because the schedule conflicted too much with the Supercars schedule, and it sort of just worked out that if I sent my stuff over to Perth, it was broadcasted on 7 Plus, which is pretty cool, and the field's super competitive over there. So I feel like if you want to go do something, you go challenge yourself, you kind of want to put yourself against sort of the I guess the best people. And Perth's so competitive at the moment, so sort of just made sense, and got a lot of family and friends there and whatnot. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and everyone at the Perth Motorplex made it really accommodating. So, but boy, you remember when you drove that sprint car, and it's like hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, they're bloody fast. Pardon?
Yeah, I was like saying like you're just hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, they're that fast. It's ridiculous. I remember having one run in, and luckily the track I was on was like pretty much flat at Sydney there. So it made it quite easy, really. Where I think a track where you actually had to think or touch a brake and that, I would have been struggling a fair bit, that's for sure.
Yeah, we have to pull tear-offs as well when you're racing other people. So not only have you got that going on, but there's all mud and shit like going on your face, blocking your visor, and then you can't see. And then I'm like taking one hand off the steering wheel, trying to pull a tear off while holding a straight line, so I don't end up taking out half the field.
Looks like you took yourself out at one point. Didn't you have a rollover?
I had a tiny little rollover. I actually made the feature for the Cricky Boys shootout, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, so that was pretty cool. That was the last night, and there was a big crash on the lap one. So I spun or sort of slowed down to avoid. I think I got tagged from behind. I don't really know yet, to be honest. I got no idea. And I went for a little rollover at like 15 k's an hour when the car spun back around and the wheel dug in. So, but it was a good experience. But how about you at the 12 hour?
Yeah, I was really keen to do the 12 hour. I thought it'd be a good way. I reckon the 12 hour has grown so much, and especially I think COVID hurt it for a while there, but this year felt like the year that it was back. The fans, there was so many fans there, which was really cool. And then the amount of international drivers and teams that were competing was really great to see. So yeah, no, I wanted to do it. It's a good way to kick off the year, and I didn't really have a lot lined up. Like, at the start, Triple Eight were talking about running a Ford Mustang GT3 car, and then we sort of had planned on that until probably October or something. And with all the uh, with all the new builds, like the 3 new cars getting built at Triple Eight and all the stuff over the off season, they just said that it wasn't achievable. So yeah, I ended up getting a deal in the Audi that I ran there, and yeah, it was cool. Like we entered as a pro class, but we did have an AM in Brad Schumacher, and he did a good job. But yeah, I enjoyed the weekend. Got to race with Christopher Haas, who was a good fella. I think he took a while to get used to me, didn't he, Ains?
Yeah, he took a while to warm up to you.
I was
All Aussies, I feel like he was a bit like on the fence.
I kept calling him Huss Dog because I don't even know why. I could see it just not stirred him up, but he just was laughing about it. And then I was playing a bunch of music in the A trailer, and I don't think he was used to it. We're playing 50 Cent in the club, and he said he walks in and goes, 2 more days, and it will be Monday. Saying that I
And
want
Monday
to get
I
home.
leave.
What nationality is it?
German.
Oh, okay. I thought he would have been into it.
No, oh, he was good by the end of the weekend. I think he was unsure how to take it all at the start, but he was great to race with. We had a great time. The whole weekend was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed it on and off track. It's a good event. Like Supercars, I guess for us, we all know, but you go to Supercars, you get up at 6 a.m., you get home at 8 o'clock at night, you get to do nothing else apart from just, it's so competitive and just, it's work really at the end of the day. Where the 12 hour, you get to, we're going out for dinner, you get to do all the fun stuff as well. But yeah, we had a fast car. Felt really good in practice. Didn't get to qualify it, unfortunately. So I went up on top of the hill and watched a few fans do some shoeies and have some fun up there. I don't know, I've always wanted to go up there and have a beer. We're always generally qualifying or doing something that you don't get to. So that was cool to go do that. And then, yeah, the race was just a struggle, to be honest. I'm trying to even remember what happened now. We went out, pretty much, Chris was doing a good job. I think he was running like third or fourth. Sorry, I'm still cooked.
But
Chris was
how
running
about
like
Brock's team car though, straight away in the
oh,
dark?
yeah. Actually, that for the start, the 12 hour. How is it hitting the Kangaroo?
Did they have the all the fences up around the track like how they do normally? Well, not really.
Okay, well, I don't know, but I could be completely wrong here, but I think it's because usually, I could be wrong, is that it's so dry down there. If you go to Bathurst right now compared to other years, it's so dry. So I think the kangaroos flock into, maybe not, but flock into areas that there's more like, grass and all that sort of stuff. So I think it was an especially bad year for them.
Right, yeah.
And it annihilated his car. I've never seen when I saw the pictures, I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And then the photo of his helmet, that would have and like, did you
It
see the
turns out it turns out they eat a lot of grass.
oh, that was ridiculous, like his helmet, but did you see his face because his visor was open? It looked like he had a ninja mask on, but it was due to just blood and guts over his face.
Yeah, but it was like green from the grass.
Oh, yeah, but he was lucky though. Like, to be honest, like I think the kangaroo, luckily it didn't hop. They hit it and then it bounced up. And you see where it hit the top of his windscreen? And it,
Yeah,
like, yeah, was
I saw.
lucky, but yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know what you do. It's Australia.
That's right. Like, it's you can't stop it. Yeah, they're going to get in there somehow. It's the risk we take, I guess, going out there. It's there's risks in everything. With racing, it was just unfortunate. So that was pretty average, obviously for Brock. Only getting 10 laps into the race. So I lost my ride back to Sydney because he left straight away. So I had to get Ains and say, can you stay and take me back to Sydney the next day because Brock's gone home. But yeah, we were just trying to get on the lead lap all day. We had a bit of we didn't have the best fuel economy. A safety car came out like a lap after we pitted. So everyone got a free pit stop. We went a lap down. We had to put Brad in the car he had to do a minimum of an hour and a half. So we got his hour and a half out of the road early and then we'd put me and Chris in towards the end, but worked all day trying to get our lead lap back. And then we forgot to tell Chris that he got his lead lap back. So he went to get a lucky dog, went past the train again. So then we got a penalty for that and nearly went down a lap again. So that was tough. But yeah, we ended up getting back into the fight at the end of the day with the safety car, came fourth, brought it home. Had a good time, just didn't have the pace at the end of the day. We made a bit of a mistake as well. For the team, we put a full tank in at the end there, where really we didn't need a full tank. We probably could have carried about 30 kilos less. So on those cars, it's just so sensitive, like 30 kilos is a lot. So felt like we could have been pretty strong in that last stint, but I was happy. I was happy with my performance. There was a lot of good drivers there. So it was better than my performance on the weekend. Well, actually, I don't think my performance was too bad on the weekend, but just no results to show.
Well, before we get stuck into that, let's go through. Okay, so it's been a big week for us. So for people listening, we've been in Sydney. Well, I've been in Sydney since pretty much Monday night, Tuesday, but you've been in Sydney for another week pretty much prior for the 12 hour. But we had our first thing was a season launch Tuesday night. So any thoughts on that?
I don't know. Like, to be honest, frig, I don't know if I have any thoughts. Like, I probably should have done a bit more homework on it, but like I'm more thinking what you could do better. Like, do you want to involve fans, or do you want to just keep it to the sponsors and media and all of that sort of stuff? I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong with the season launches these days.
I think it's looking like it's going to be different next year, which is going to be good because I feel like it's like a party for themselves, almost like a yeah, like for the launch. But I think it'd be better to involve fans and stuff, and maybe do it a bit earlier
Yeah,
as well. To
I don't know.
I think doing the season launch like 4 days before our first event because it wasn't really promoted that well. I don't feel like.
Yeah, yeah, maybe you could do like a ticketed event where people can come along and buy tickets and be part of the launch as well and make something cool of it. I'm not sure. Or you do it somewhere that's not as expensive to do it, like at a track, and that people can come for free and do a full launch. Like there's 100 different ways you could do it, I'm sure. I think, yeah, I don't know. I just got in and out of there, to be honest. Like I'd been away, like with the 12-hour, I think it's 17 days away already now. So I went in, we did our appearance, and then I didn't really stick around too much to see all the rest of the formalities and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. When I was racing this sprint car, I had a lot of people asking me when the first round was, and the last race was a week and a half before, like same weekend as the 12-hour. So it was a week and a half before the first round. And I was like, oh, why fly out Sunday, go back to Brisbane, then fly straight to Sydney for the first round? And everyone's like, oh, what? Really? It's like, you know, and they're all races, and they didn't even know when the first round was on.
Yeah, I did have a lot of the same thing. It was pretty quiet leading up to Sydney. Sydney, like, I guess we're skipping past it a bit, but I thought the crowd was better, maybe because of the Friday free day. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Can't
Something
even
else
think what
What
happened
do
at
you
the
think they
launch
could
too.
do?
what do I think?
What do you think they could do for a season launch that all the drivers would want to go and hang around instead of like you guys just run in, do your thing, and get out of there because it's a long week? What
Well,
What else do you think they could do?
my personal opinion was, and I don't know well, I don't know if there's season launch or livery or all of it in one, but I think you go to an event like we did at Toowoomba and get all the teams, and it rolls out from worst team or team pit lane order to best team of livery launch, and you get to do some donuts and activations and all of that sort of stuff. Somewhere like Toowoomba, Wellcamp Airport, where we had the last one, like that could roll.
MotoGP style.
Yeah, like get all the teams together, get the liveries rolled out, make it a free event, or get sponsors on board to cover the event or something like that. Like it'd be a massive turnout, and if we get to do some burnouts or whatever, but all teams have to roll both cars down together, and I reckon that would be, you know, I don't know. Personally, I don't think our fans want to go and eat canapes and drink wine. I think they want to go look at loud cars, drink a Jim Beam or a friggin', something like that and have a good time. Like that's my attitude towards it. And that's what I want to do.
What the hell's a
Um,
canape?
pun?
What's a canape?
I heard about this recently. It's like the little things they bring around, and it's always like I don't know. They offered me one the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it's not a party pie. Let's put it that way.
That really
Um,
helped me understand what a canape is.
It's
can
like
you
when
One of
they
explain?
those
come
little
around
things.
with a
One of
board
those.
and there's like little pieces of calamari, or there's the little mini pancakes with like creme fraiche and caviar. Like that's kind of like canapes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Fair
but it'll be
enough.
like a
Brody's
zucchini
like not
flower
interested.
on a be like a
Yeah, no,
zucchini flower on something. Like it's not you're not
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
full of it. Let's put it that way.
yuck.
Um,
What
so
about
yeah, I don't
what,
know. Bring it back to basics.
what about something else happened at the launch? Do you remember?
When you hit me on the head,
Yeah, well, no, not that. When you filmed me going under two cars.
oh, you wouldn't believe it. There was these two hard hats on out the back though. Before we get to this, and Brody gave me another concussion. He put his hard hat on, and then I put mine on and looked away, and he just took his hard hat off and hit me on the head with his that hard. Everyone thought he knocked me out. But after that, we that literally after that we went out, and then typical. We were probably joking around at the end of the day. Typical you though. You hopped under the Toyota, and I was like, oh, I'll film this. Like, just thinking it was a joke, you know what I mean? But you probably, if I hopped under a car, everyone looks at me, I could hop under it. I'm not telling you what, I'm not even looking at it. Don't even know what's under there. But yeah, obviously, you looked under the car, then you looked under our car. And some people obviously weren't too happy about that. I can understand, both sides of it, but yeah.
Anything you want to add, considering one of your teams is the one that tried to send me the stewards?
Well, I don't know. Our team wasn't happy about it, but I don't think that. I think that Walkinshaw weren't happy about. Well, both cars that you looked under, people weren't unhappy about, because what you can see all like where the suspension's mounted and all of that sort of stuff. But I don't know what they can actually get you for, like as in that side of it. But yeah, like I say, I can see both sides of. We're in a competitive sport. Obviously, people don't want to give information away, and you're just sliding under and looking at it.
Oh, well, it's, is what it is. So, I mean, the Walkinshaw guys actually covered everything up, so they did a pretty good job. But honestly, I saw nothing because it was just a joke for social media. So, but anyways, it was
Yeah.
pretty political after that, and everyone spent 2 days trying to send me the stewards. So that was pretty good.
Well, that's what, like, yeah, I was trying to sort of, I think it was more of just a bit of a joke, like between the drivers that were standing there. It was like, oh, taking the piss a little bit more, but obviously sometimes it doesn't get taken that way. So yeah, you had to go see Tim Edwards, didn't you?
You had to go see a few people. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, right.
it was pretty
Always.
interesting. But
Well, you shouldn't be such a naughty boy.
yeah, apparently I am. But anyways,
Um,
test day.
yeah, right. Test day.
How
Test day.
invigorating.
What did we? Oh, we had to do the short track at the test day. God, did you see me end up P1? Now we're talking.
Yeah, what a false economy that was.
Yeah, because I could take the cut through.
Yeah, I get behind you in the test day, and you're taking the first couple laps. Like we spoke about this as well, as going slow through the shortcut. So your approach into turn 10 or turn 9 is the same as what it would normally be.
Yep.
And so I see you doing that approach for the first like couple laps, and then I was like, I was meant to be doing that as well. I was like, oh, I'm going to do that as well because it makes sense. And I think Brock did that the whole test day, and then I saw you, and I was like, nah, I want to pass Will. And then you must have seen me in your mirrors, and then all of a sudden you're just 4 wheels up in the air, airborne, in front of me.
The weird thing, I guess we got to explain it for people at home. So had to do the short track like Super 2 and all that did on the weekend, but we did it for the test day. But because it's the short track, they don't have any curb hops. They don't have any,
Well, they didn't at the time. They
tire
do now.
bundles. They do now, yeah, but they
Yeah.
didn't at the time. They didn't have any tire bundles, and you can cut the track by like ridiculous amounts. Like you can gain 2 seconds through there if you really wanted to.
4 or
actually
5 if you really wanted to.
you could just go crazy. So at the test day, I was like P2, and I looked at my middle sector, and it's like, yeah, you're 8 tenths off through the middle sector. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, people are obviously taking the piss a bit through here. So then at the end of the day, Andrew, like, we bolted on a set of tires, and he's like, a better set. And he's like, oh, it's gotten really hot. I don't think we can go to the top here. And I was like, you wait, Andrew, we can go to the top. Then I just like, I was like, I just wanted to end the day, to start the year out on a bang. And I'm like, no matter what I have to do today, I'm going to the top. And I just got down there and just perfectly did not cut the track at all. And I was just very speedy.
You're a naughty boy. No one wanted to send you the stewards for that.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to send me for?
No, for leaving the track and gaining advantage for a rule that's actually written in the rule book.
That sounds pretty fair, Ainsley, actually. He got me with that one.
Yeah, he's got you there.
But we show up obviously on the Wednesday or whatever for the test, and then the track apparently had a water issue like the week prior, and they decided to resurface turn 8 on Monday or something. So turn 8
Oh.
obviously had that resurface. Did you see on the track walk, did you guys look and see how soft it was?
No. Oh, I didn't see, like, I remember you guys saying you could like pull pieces out and that, but we had a look, but I didn't notice. Do you mean like the new surface?
Yeah, like turn 8. So when I did like the track walk, and I wore like those meta glasses, and you could literally move the rocks in the ground and pull rocks out of the ground with your fingers. I'm surprised it held up. Like, it was actually pretty terrible, but it held up better than I thought it was going to hold up. I think because we stayed off of it for those couple of days and we raced when the sun wasn't out.
Yeah. I think we were very lucky that we raced at night the first 2 nights, because I think if we were on it, during the
I'll be
day for the
stuffed.
first 2 days, yeah, it wouldn't have, and it was just so hot down there, so it would have torn it up, but, I think they did a good job to get through. Obviously, it's disappointing with it, how it all happened in the test day and all that. Like, we only get 1 test day a year, and to be on the short track there is not really ideal at the end of the day, but, yeah, I'm glad it held up, because if we had to race on the short track, it would have just been so uninteresting for the fans, and that it would have taken out all the passing opportunities, really. You would have only had turn 2 as a passing opportunity for the whole track. Like, it would have been shit racing.
Oh, it would have been disgusting.
Yeah. So,
Um, just
no, but
yeah,
pardon?
the Super 2 races were pretty hard to watch because no one passed except for the middle sector where the people were just shortcutting on the first 2
Y
laps, and then whatever happened, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're just never gonna pass, were you? I didn't get to catch a lot of the Super 2 races. Did anyone do a really good job? Did we see?
I didn't actually see one Super 2 race, to be honest. It was such a busy weekend.
Oh, fuck.
I saw a pair of highlights, and I think there was 2 different winners. I think Brad Vaughan won the first one, and Lockie Dalton won the second one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, so
Um,
but
yeah, you can bring this one up.
oh, yeah, the armbands. So, new rule. So uh we have a set amount of personnel that we can bring to the track that are performance based. So that means that if they have a spanner in the car or they influence the performance of the car, so that's i.e. an engineer, like a race engineer or a mechanic, they have to wear an armband now that is, say, that is probably the half the size of your bicep in width. So it goes halfway up from your elbow up to your shoulder. It covers halfway, and it's got a massive number on it. So 1 to 10 or something, or 1 to 12 maybe. And now the personnel have got to wear it. So I don't know about your guys, but our guys were cracking the shits pretty big because of how annoying they were. And they covered half of our sponsors on our shirts, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't think our guys loved it either. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, it's just I'm sure they'll get used to it, but it's a shit thing when you're working all day to have something like that. There, I think other categories do it. I noticed when I was over in World TCR, they had it, but unfortunately, I think it's due to the fact, from what I got told, some of the, I don't know, teams further down pit lane were taking the piss on personnel a bit more. If
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, they do it in other categories, but normally it's only for pit stops, not for the whole day that they do
Yeah,
it.
right.
So, um,
Well, yeah, I
yeah,
guess the biggest
I
thing
feel
is keep
yeah,
going.
I think yeah, I don't know. It was pretty they're quite obviously yeah, they're quite big, and like I know our guys, like, they were just itchy because of like Velcro and stuff, and like I'm sure they will get used to it, but I don't know. I feel like we've taken a step backwards with all this with the crew, because now we have less time at the track. So the guys do spend less time at the track, which in reality seems like a good idea. But now we have not much time to work on the cars and fix the cars. So now when the crew are at the track, they don't even have time to eat food. They're just like that. They're just like that busy. Like working on the cars now. Whereas before they used to show up at 6 and maybe leave at midnight, and they'd obviously spend time working on the cars, but they wanted to reduce the time at the track, so it was more of a safety thing and all that sort of stuff. But now they're just like our guys seem like they're so stressed now because there's seems like there's not enough time to get things done, and we didn't really have much damage, So it's I don't know how some people do it.
Yeah, you would have struggled if you had damage, like, even just track curfew after, like, we weren't even, like, I guess Brock was on the, like, 1, so had to go to press conference or something, but we ended up debriefing back at the hotel because track curfew, we had to leave the track. You're not allowed in the pits after, I think, 11 o'clock, and maybe our race finished at 9:30 or something like that. So by the time you get in and do everything, you're still coming back to the hotel and debriefing and everything. But yeah, the crew, I didn't even think about that side of it. But yeah, our crew were flat out over the weekend. But I think the armbands, going back on that, is due to some of the, I guess, lower teams that have new staff, or all teams get new staff, but you know what I mean, that change staff over throughout the year. It's hard for supercars to track if they're actually sticking to their 13. And from what I got told, a few weren't sticking to only bringing 13 performance personnel. So this was the way they thought that they could monitor that. There's always new rules coming in and all that sort of stuff. So at the end of the day, we just get used to it. But yeah, I think guys, all our mechanics and engineers are the same. They just want to be at the track and get their work done. They're not thinking about sleep and all that on a race weekend, are they? Like, they just,
Oh, yeah, they're not. Like, it does, like, I'm sure everyone thought it was a good idea, but now it's just like there's not enough time really to get through the jobs that needs to be done, and now they just don't have time to eat any food, like, at all. Like, they just don't eat for the whole day.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Don't even know what happened, but yeah,
What
interesting.
happened was you sucked, but we'll get to that.
But we'll get to that. Thought I
Yeah,
was going really good for a moment, but
yeah.
yeah, that didn't
So
happen. Oh, we actually skipped over that. I had to bring up the launch. Obviously, I don't think the Woody and Brock thing, but Brock not watching the video. At the what was that one, Ainsley, that happened?
That was at the season launch. We had new guys were standing up the front
I
and they were
personally
playing it
rated it.
again.
I thought it was awesome. I think hold a stance. He's going, nah, not watching this shit. Didn't have a good time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I reckon it's good of him. Like, everyone's always you always see the bad comments and everyone whinging and all that, but you need a bit of personality, and that's his personality. He doesn't want to relive what happened last year. He wants to dedicate it on this year and do a better job. And, for fans that, I guess, bag it at home and all that sort of stuff, they also whinge that nobody has any personality. So I think it was great. I think it's
why
cool that
does he
there's
have to
that
do
bit
a
of
better job when his car broke down?
pun.
Why does he have to do a better job when his car broke down?
Did I say it? I don't think he had to do a better job.
That's what you said.
Oh, right.
But I
What
think
did I
you
say
need to
that
do a
about?
better job.
I need to do a better job. I didn't even notice I said that. But yeah, I think he definitely doesn't have to do a better job. But no, I think it was good. I think it was great. But yeah, obviously he got hammered a bit for it in the media that he didn't want to watch it. But he held his stance, and yeah, I don't know. You can take a bit more of a. I'm in the team, like I sort of, I back him with the decision he made there and all that, and I kind of like the little bit of a rivalry going on between him and Woody and Walkinshaw. I think it's cool for the sport, and we need more of it. But yeah, I don't know what your opinion is on it, Brody.
Oh, to be honest, I don't really care. Well, it's like I couldn't care less.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? Like probably 90% of people and drivers down pit lane are like that at the end of the day. Like it's just like, oh, it is what it is. But I do think it's good for the media. I think there needs to be a bit more action in the field. I think it was cool that Aaron Cameron tried running down and putting a beating on Brodie. Luckily they stopped him because Brodie would have flogged you, Brodie. But yeah.
I don't think he was coming down to my pit, Will.
No, he was walking down to you.
No, apparently he was trying to chase after me after the race, like trying to get back to me after the race.
Oh,
Yeah, but we'll get to that.
I was just trying to get
Actually,
the freaking
speaking of
pit stop.
BRT though, credit where credit's due. Race 1, quali, front row lockout. Did anyone have that on their bingo cards for the start of the year?
That was God. How's that? That's pretty big. Like I think they put up a thing that they were nearly last. Were they dead last
They were
year?
dead last. Yeah, like seconds
You know
off.
what? We said this though. We said that Golding's going to do a lot better this year in that car than
Yeah, we
the
did.
Premier.
Yeah,
And
we actually
literally, he's already done better than last year just in one round. Like for his
Yeah.
whole year, one round he's done better.
did. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, we actually did. We did. I think I actually said that, didn't I? Yeah, I did.
I believe
Yeah,
so. But
yeah.
but also it wasn't a fluke. Like they were in every shootout at the front the whole time. Like wasn't just like, oh yeah, they put it up the front for the first race. Like they were competitive all weekend.
Yeah, yeah, it's I guess, a shame from at the end. Like, Aaron they actually had to buy some mirrors off of us because they didn't have enough mirrors, and Aaron still couldn't use them. So for the last lap,
Mate, you couldn't even see you on that big of an angle. You came out of nowhere.
oh,
He
it
would
did
have
come
had to
out of
freaking.
nowhere.
He would have had to get a bloody a wider mirror, the curved ones, to see you coming.
Yeah, well, I was there. So, anyways, but yeah. So race one, I actually thought they had it done, and I think they got snookered a bit, with a bit of strategy and pits. And I think Aaron had a slow in lap and a slow out lap, which actually is why Brock jumped him by so much.
Yeah, but also, sorry, like not trying to bag teams, but why not pit one on like lap 10, 11, 12 and one later? Like, as in you've got two cars. What were they first and second at this stage?
Yeah, I know, but it's like the first time that they've ran up front, so it's like, there'd be a lot of hype and not a lot of, you know, you get where I'm going. Like, do you remember when
Yeah,
we
I
first
get.
started
No,
running
I
good?
100% get it, but you just look from the outside and you're like, okay, you got two cars. You pit one early. It's going to put everyone else in a position like, oh shit, he might
All right,
get
settle
going
down.
and
Let's
might
not fix all their problems.
not.
We've got
Okay,
our
yeah,
own to
just
fix.
yeah, true. I can't really be critical after my weekend, can I? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think that they actually could have won that race. Like, our team did a great job. Brock did a really good job. He was fast, but I felt like they threw that race away a little bit just due to strategy. Not so like Brock was managing tires better and I think was a bit faster than them definitely. But yeah, I felt like they threw that race away. That was just what happened in that race. What did I come? I think I got a bad pit stop and Waters got me on the exit.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's what happened. I started 11th that race, and I got up to, I don't know where I got up to, but I had a little tiff with your little love child, Batesy.
Oh yeah, you just ran into him, dog.
I actually thought he was letting me go.
You You just knew we were going to win this Lucky Dogs bloody rookie competition and you're going to have to cough up some money and you're like, nah, I'll get rid of him.
No, actually, I
Will,
felt
you
really.
got rid of him on Saturday as well, so don't you talk too early.
Wait, that wasn't on TV, Ainsley. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, I actually felt really bad for him because he went so far left, like going into the hairpin. I was right on his bumper and I was really confused. And I was like, is he like half letting me go? And then he didn't. And then I like just misjudged it like a bit. And then obviously those Camaros, if you just hit on the right angle, the rear bar obviously pushed onto the tire. And then like as soon as that happens, you're copping 5 seconds like straight away. So yeah, that was deserved
Did
to
you?
me, which was a bit annoying. But
Was there anyone you didn't hit on the weekend?
nah, well, I was gonna try hit you, but then you took me out in the last race. So, well, basically,
Oh, far out. But I actually want to. I know I sponsor him, but Batesy's job on the
did a
weekend
good job.
was. I know he wasn't far. He wasn't. He struggled, like not struggled in the race. I think he got beaten around a lot in the race by a lot of people, and you probably has a bit to learn in the race. But far out. Like I don't know the last time a rookie would have qualified in the top 10 for every race on debut. That's pretty big.
Yeah, no, he did a great job. Like he did, yeah, stellar job in qualifying. And as you know, that's the hardest bit. It's something you still can't do. I
That's
can't really
true.
talk either.
Hey, I got two top
After the
10s on the
weekend.
weekend. We're coming. But yeah,
So, and
Batesy.
then what about you and Payne? You guys having a tiff, eh?
Yeah, well, I look back and I was probably a bit cheeky out of the pits. Like he was on cold tires and I cut underneath him, but I didn't really hit him. We know when we hit other cars hard, and I didn't really hit him, like we just rubbed. And then he came back and turned underneath me, which everyone turns underneath you there, but I was just like cruising around the outside and he would have got me on exit anyway and just friggin' fed me a whip. I thought it broke my steering. I was like, oh, far out. That was hard. Um, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to get him back here. And I just didn't have the tire. I tried like diving into four and getting to his rear bar and I just couldn't even get there. And I was like, damn it. Well, that's gonna have to be one to sort out another day. But I couldn't get to him. But I was like, oh, I was so angry in the car. But then after I'm like, well, that's fair enough. It's just, yeah, I think the racing's. I think the racing really lifted up to another level. Like, it's hard racing out there. Like, you actually feel like you're in like, it's not just like what it used to be. I know last year was again like this, but you remember, like, you'd hardly even touch each other. Now, I nearly don't even know someone passing me without hitting me or vice versa. Like, it's just like every
I
time
know
people are just,
it's pretty chaos out there, like
yeah,
to be honest.
you literally, somebody catches you and you're like, oh no, I'm going to get hit. Like,
Yeah,
it's so,
I know,
oh.
it's just the way it is now, but yeah, it's like after, like, race 3, I passed Chaz and, I put, like, 4 or 5 seconds on him in, like, 7 or 8 laps or 10 laps or something, but after I passed him, he's just drilling my rear bar for a whole lap.
It's actually, do you get a little bit of a giggle up when you do it to someone though? You're like, when it's you, I'm like in there, I'm like, stop it, don't. And then when it's me, I'm like, when I'm touching someone, I'm like laughing, giggling to myself. How good's this?
I don't actually touch anyone's rear bars, but I don't do that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, sure.
Another thing
Um,
from the first quali was your guys' predictions about the Toyotas at the end of the year, or maybe the start of this year it was.
what was
Were
our
pretty
predictions?
close. I think you said they'd be 15 and under, or further
Oh
back,
yeah,
back half of the field.
yeah, not. Geez, I don't know. Like, the only thing was that they ended up Walkinshaw being the strongest Toyotas, but Andre actually wasn't going too bad. Like, he in both races he was like 8th. So as much as obviously they've got some work to do, they, obviously one was running half okay, but someone was saying that someone was saying you pulled out, passed him down the straight and pulled back in by the end of the straight. Is that right?
Um, yeah, I think he lifted to let me back in, I'm pretty sure, but
Oh,
yeah, like, they have some big problems, like, in the bottom end, like, bottom of the torque range. Like, when you're following them, like, out of turn 8 and stuff, it's like, they look fine everywhere except out of turn 8 and, like, last corner.
yeah. I, I
So
didn't find that. I didn't find that Andres was too bad following
no,
it, to be honest. Like,
I was actually telling so in practice, I got behind Andre and he looked actually half reasonable, like, hard to notice a difference, and then, like, Chaz and Woody were, like, really bad.
yeah, right. I wonder what that is. Well, it just blew up in front of me. I just saw all this smoke come out, and I was like, "Oh, well, there goes the Toyota engine." And our radios were bad. And they're like, what did you say?" And I was like, "Oh, Andre just blew up over the back." It's probably not ideal for them if a motor goes on the first weekend. Like, what do we have to make now? Is it 6,000? We're meant to make 6,000 K or something like that an engine?
It's supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll have a fix. It'll be something that they'll be able to fix. But yeah, it wasn't ideal for them. It'll be interesting to see what sort of work if it was just a one-off or they've got to do work on all those engines between the next round.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get it better over time, but, yeah, I don't know, the car seemed half competitive in spots. I think the motor's just a letdown for them.
Alrighty, we're just going to take a moment here to talk about our sponsors that allow us to do this podcast and really help us out. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is Quadlock, a brand that I absolutely love, and I think millions of people use it. Yeah, I pretty much use Quadlock on all of my automobiles, I guess, in my plane, on my motorbike, in my car. I also had one in my boat when I had that. So yeah, absolutely love the brand. I think it's something that you don't know you need until you get it. So make sure you jump on board, grab a case, and then you can get all your accessories from there. But I tell you what, I've had to buy, or not buy, I've been quite fortunate that they sponsor me, but I've got a lot of accessories throughout, all my different items. So it's been fantastic. But if you want to get a 10% discount, make sure you head to quadlockcase.net and use the code LuckyDogs10, which will get you 10% off. But yeah, definitely jump on. They're a wonderful product. Also, if you're heading to Melbourne for the AusGP, swing by their pop-up store on Little Collins. There's heaps of cool stuff going on, from exclusive memorabilia and competitions to the range available to shop. Keep an eye out on their socials for more details.
Lancaster Motor Group is your go-to destination for new or pre-owned vehicles. Get on to the guys at Lancaster and tell them Lucky Dogs sent you and get a Lucky Dogs merch pack, and you also go on the draw to win a hot lap. When you get your car serviced or buy a new or used car, check them out at lancastermotors.com.au.
Wheel Pros Australia is a brand I've worked closely with for 7 years now, and we're very lucky to be supported by them. I recently actually put the Crux KMC wheels on my Ford Ranger Raptor, which I absolutely love. But Wheel Pros have a bunch of great brands: Fuel Off-Road, KMC, Rotiform, and American Racing. I personally obviously love the KMC brand, but they've got pretty much options for anything. If that's, your sports car, your four-wheel drive, anything in between, they can sort you out. So make sure you head to wheelpros.com.au today and find the perfect fit for your car. Then Saturday's race, you came second in, look at you go.
I did. My car was actually very good all weekend. It just wasn't a decent weekend, to be honest. So quali was interesting with the rain. Do you remember the rain?
No, wasn't that in the shootout?
A little bit, but it rained in quali as well.
Oh, yeah, it rained at the start of the quali to get through to the 18. Yep.
Yeah, it did. Yep. And did you make it through comfortably?
No, I
Weren't you
got through at
17th or something?
14.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So yeah, that was a bit interesting. I had to go on my second lap, which I hadn't really done all weekend, and I couldn't do second laps. But yeah, it was really, really interesting quali. And then obviously the shootout. I can't remember who went out last. I think it was Golding, got stuffed by the rain, which was a bit crappy. And the track was pretty good for me, except for the last sector was a bit wet. And then that's where Anton got me in quali, was just the last sector, dried up a bit. And then after he finished his lap, it poured. Race 2 was pretty good. Anton and I got an even jump off the start, raced around turn 1, turn 2, basically. And Anton always races real good. So we had a pretty good first lap. It was actually pretty wild. Like, he was sideways everywhere, and we'll laughing about it after the race because I don't know how his tyres hung in the first stint after the first 3 laps, because he was leaving black lines everywhere.
Literally, I was just trying not to slide the first couple of laps, but you just asked that bit too much. And when you got in a slide at Sydney, you just could not bring it back. You just slide. Did you ever go into turn 4 too hard?
Yeah, I saw you drifting there almost every lap.
Oh, it was so bad. But yeah, that was... So you ran long. I think I looked at the trend after, and you ran long and just came back hard at them.
Yeah, I came back hard. My car was really good, but Dirty Air is just so hard around there. You get... I can't remember. I got out of position somehow. I can't remember why. I think it was a safety car. I got out of position a bit. I got boxed in with Randall. And I pushed pretty hard the first couple of laps behind Anton and sort of hurt my tyres a bit in the Dirty Air. And then after the safety car, same sort of thing. I had to get by Cameron because I was in 4th or 5th or something. So I got behind him, and then I had to chase down Matty, and he pitted just in front, which then brought Anton in. And then I stayed out for another 5 or 6 laps. And sort of once I got a bit of clean air, then my lap times dropped to quite a bit, 2 to 3 tenths. And then, come back at them strong at the end. So it was really close. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I think we had 15 laps or 14 laps, and it was 8 seconds and 5-lap overcut. And almost got there. It was right on his bumper to finish. So no, my car was pretty good. And only if the pit stop, we didn't get sort of boxed in there. It should have been a pretty good day, that one. But that's how my whole weekend went pretty much. So that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, far out. Sometimes you just luck is on your side, and everything goes right, and sometimes not. Our race, I think I was running around quite good. I was actually saving tyres. I was in 6th or 7th. I was my car's mint, saving tyres. Yeah, I'm going to start attacking. Safety car comes out. I had to double stack. So double stack, went back to 17th, then drove back up to 10th. I was right behind Reynolds. Then I get a 15-second time penalty for spinning my wheels in the pits. So then I have to pit again and do the pit stop. 15-second time penalty, went back to 23rd and came back to 15th. So it was just a day of just all things going wrong. I thought we were, personally the first day I thought we get past Cam, we get a third. If we got Cam in the pits, we probably get a 3rd or 4th on the first day. If we bloody didn't have the double stack and the penalty, your third, and then the last day. So it was just that weekend where like nothing goes right, and that race just everything went wrong that could possibly go wrong, and it kind of happened for Brock as well. Like, obviously on the pit release he got 15-second penalty, and that. So Saturday was a bit of an average day for the team. I don't think anyone was too happy with the results, but yeah, it's just you do make your own luck, so we got to try and do a better job. But yeah, it was just a disappointing day. So trying to rectify a few of those things, and I'm not loading the clutch in the pits anymore. That's for sure. So
You
that
bad
was
boy.
interesting. I know, far out. I was so off it when I got that penalty. I was like losing it. Could not believe it. But I want to actually, before we go into Sunday, Ainsley, I want to read Brodie's messages to me, because after Saturday, he's thinking he's bloody the king. He's just telling me how fast he is. He's qualified 11th, and he's texting me before. What did I send you? Okay, let's find these.
Yeah, you didn't believe me too, which is hilarious.
He sends me and he goes, "I'll see you in 20 laps," because I was starting 5th and he was starting 11th. And I was like, "No, I'm good. You won't see me. Maybe you'll see me on the podium." That never happened. And then and then he goes back to me, "You'll be shit. You'll rage and get a penalty anyway." This sounds nice. And I said, thanks for the nice words. And he goes, "Seriously, when I come through, don't be a C." And I was like, "I'm going to drive away from you. You don't understand how good my thing was yesterday. I passed like 15 cars." And he goes, "You weren't that good." And I said, "I was saving while passing." You're like, "I put 4 seconds on Brock after the safety car. I'm good." And then I said, "You have one good last stint, and now you're driving to first from 11th." And it just keeps going on for about. And then he goes, where does he go down here? He goes, make it easy when I catch you. So like saying, let him pass. And I said, "If you keep saying you're going to catch me, I'm going to make it hard. Get out of my head." And then we start talking about our starts. I'm like, "Yeah, well, I got a 3.6 second start yesterday." And he comes back and goes, "I got a 3.4. And I'm like, "Oh, far out. You're kidding me." So I couldn't win at anything in this argument we're having. And then the funny thing is so we have this whole freaking conversation, and then we get out there, and on lap 4, I do the little check in my mirror, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I had Payne behind me." I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's Payne." And then like I saw this little glimpse of the car behind Payne, and I had to do the double look. I was like, "Oh no." He's there. I was like, he's there. And then I was like, I was trying to save tyres, being all smooth. And then I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm going to have to get a hustle on." And then I saw you pass Payne, and I'm like, "Oh, far out. This is not good. I cannot allow, after all the messages he sent me, I cannot allow him to beat me." So I start getting going, and then we were actually running pretty good. Like me and you had good tyre life, I reckon. We were seesawing between the same sort of lap times. You probably had a bit better tyre life at the end, maybe, but we were pretty even.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just, I don't know, one of those weekends, because like in quali, God, the track was so hot. How hot was it on the
Oh,
Sunday?
it was so slow. I literally thought I did the worst lap in the world, and I was third.
Yeah, so same for me. And then the hairpin started breaking up like a little bit. And then did you see Woody was driving off the track, bringing all shit on the track?
Was he?
Yeah, so he was driving off at the hairpin, dropping wheels and bringing dirt onto the track, because he was the first. Like, they were the like. So everyone behind would go into the hairpin and just miss the corner. So then I was like to George, I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna have to go out," because my first green run in the second part, Kai was in front of me and dropped 2 wheels, and then like as soon as someone brings dirt on the track with this new tire, it is just death. Like if they drop a wheel at turn 3, turn 4, you just spin out. And
Yeah.
so I was like, "Oh, we need to go out first." So then we go out first, and I'm the first car to start my run for the top 10 part. And I'm like, I'm on for pole, basically, like equal pole at that point. And then I get to the hairpin, and there's just freaking shit all over the track. And I just missed the hairpin. And then I get stuck in the outside groove. So I'm like 3 seconds off on my first lap. So
That
Yeah,
outside groom was so bad. Do you remember when I had that? I came in, well, I didn't come and saw Ryland. I saw him on the way out because Ryland got hit into me and I thought he hit me. And he just, in that race, I can't even remember what it was, Saturday's race, he hit me into the hairpin and I just got this understeer. Mate, I nearly ended up back in the pits when I was on these 5
yeah,
cars past me. And I was like,
yeah.
if I get back to Ryland, he is done.
Yeah, so then, I missed the shootout because of that, and I almost made it in on my second lap, so I did 2 push laps in that heat and almost made it in, and then I was, like, so dirty because I knew, like, how good like, if I started first 2 rows, I knew I was in for a shot to win because the car was really good, and
Yeah.
then, that's when our text exchange started, was after that. And then I
Oh.
remember you telling me on the pre-grid, you're like, "Oh, that Townsville, you were telling me how good your car was," and then you just faded as the days went. And then after like 6 laps of the race, when I started catching you, I've never driven so hard in my life.
No, I got going. Like, it got me motivated. I'm like, I'm not letting this Shell freaking car pass. I'm getting going. But yeah, we actually, because we went long, we were coming back hard though. But the safety car stuffed us. Like, I just caught
Yeah,
Anton when the safety car came out. I was catching Golding and Kai. Like, we would have run long in the next one. Like, we had a really good shot to at least be second, maybe third in that race. Which, I would have been happy with a podium. But then safety car comes out, rain comes out.
will you
You
take everyone out?
Yeah. I don't even know, like, that was
Can you explain what
we
happened here? Because it's like it's actually So, actually, let's explain turn 4 in the rain. So, when a track gets resurfaced, oil comes up through the surface for a period of time. So, it's like extremely slippery. So, normally when we race in the rain, we stay off the rubber. So, we go to an outside line to avoid the rubber. But when you race on a new surface and the oil's coming through, you have to stay on the racing line. Otherwise, oil and water is worse than rubber and water, right? So,
Yeah.
we get the safety car, and you and I are still in a good spot. Like I still felt pretty good. Like my car was really good at the start of stints, as well as having like pretty good tire life. So I felt like I could move around a fair bit and show my nose a fair bit to people. And then I got told I had to fuel save because we didn't get a good plug in, so I had to save quite a bit for the start of that bit. And then we're racing into turn 2. I get under you. I'm not sure if I got hit, but I got pushed into the rubber, so then I understeered into you like a little bit, but I didn't run you off. I just like we just thought a bit, and then I drove around the outside of turn 3, and then we're coming into turn 4, and you're just pushing my left rear you're right on my left rear for ages.
No, I wasn't hitting you.
No, this is like at the apex.
Oh, yeah, so
But
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
you tell
right
me
on
yours.
my you're like right on my rear bar basically. And then we get into turn 4, and then we get to like the apex. I'm like on the throttle at this point, and like Anton's like a little bit wide, and then I'm trying to not hit Anton, so I'm like out of the throttle, and then I'm sideways from you.
When I look back, I'm like, I wish I didn't do it, no doubt about that. But my attitude was, so when we went down into there, like you say, the new track, you sort of showed your nose on Anton. Anton sort of like did the whole leave a bit of little bit of space because he'd going to be the inside for the next corner, but got on the shit and pushed wide. And then you got a little bit of understeer as well, which opened it up for like I could actually get under, like I was next to you. But I sort of thought you guys were going to keep pushing out. And then I sort of hit a bit of water and started understeering as well. And then it was just like 3 cars, dunk. And I was like, and then I saw us all get crossed up. I saw Anton spinning and I was like, please don't hit me. And then as he spun, he just tagged me. And I tell you what, I got lost. I was spinning that quickly. Like, did you see me pirouetting? I was like, I didn't even know where I was nearly for a second. But yeah, I probably, looking back on it, 3 cars into 1 don't go. Like, I thought that, to be honest, I thought you guys were going to push out real wide. You were going to sort of push Anton out towards the dirt and then either try cut him back at the next corner or something. And I thought that maybe the next corner I could either just flow around the outside with a bit of pace, use a curb hop, or I could try cut back. So I just didn't expect, I guess, the track conditions were hard. I sort of had it, there was space there, and then obviously 3 cars don't go. So it's one of those things, you make a decision in the heat of the moment and you think, oh, there's a hole there, and there wasn't. So it was a screw up. I said sorry to Anton because, at the end of the day, I don't think I don't know. I didn't mean to do it, and I don't think it was wholly just like, hey, I'm going to go in there and try crash everyone. It was just one of those things that we all just. I think it was a racing incident nearly. Like everyone pushed wide. There was space there. It closed up on exit. It is what it is. It's not ideal, but that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those things. It's just stuff happens really. So, but it's
And
funny.
then
Like it's funny seeing all the comments after the after the race. It's
yeah, I love seeing like that was car 17's fault, and you're just in the middle. You just don't even. You're just the sandwich in the freaking in the thing, and I'm like, in the comment section like, damn right, it was car 17's problem fault.
yeah, and I'm
Oh,
like, because it was like so treacherous as well. So like I'm already like Anton and I are already like 1 mil apart, and then when you joined in, then it got into a big mess after that.
oh,
But and
yeah,
then
far out.
so yeah, so thanks for that. My splitter was bent up like 2 degrees after that, and I couldn't get close to anyone because I'd understeer past the apex because it was understeering that bad. So thanks,
This
Will.
was this was like at the point where so like I my cool suit stopped working early, like pretty much never worked, but the under safety car, I'm like, I'm so hot, guys. What can I do? and then I'm like, what can I do to help my cool suit? I'm cooking in here, and I like had all you guys around us, got in that crash, and then the worst thing is that there's 100% a mindset thing, like people are going to say for whatever. But when you're in the fight, you do find definitely that little bit more to dig deep. But like, Brock obviously was able to get to the end, but he was cooked. Like, you're sort of in that adrenaline zone and all that. But I got turned around, I was last, and then I just could not cool down. Like it just could not. It was the hottest I've ever been. And I don't know how to explain this without getting in trouble or getting someone in trouble or whatever. So, everyone listening at home, it's not the team's fault. It's not Supercars' fault and all that sort of stuff. Like, we go out there, we compete. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, I'm the driver. I can make the decision if I want to pit or not. Like, no one's forcing me to be out there. We can decide whether we want to keep going. But the cool suit, conditions were triggered, which pretty much means if it's over 32 degrees for the day, on the weather radar, that we then have to run our cool suit, and it has to be operational. So what happened is that my cool suit stopped working, which then means it heats up, and it got to 42 degrees, but then it's not. So everyone goes, "Oh, your cool suit failed." It would have been great if just your cool suit failed and you were just wearing a normal shirt with no water. I would have made the race easily, I think, with no cool suit. But the problem is
Mm.
it starts. Oh, well, maybe not easily, but it would have been easier than what I actually had, because I had 42-degree water pumping around my body, and you could just feel how hot your 50, 55 degree in the cabin. Then it was just cooking me. So, and the problem is that part of the rules is you have to have the cool suit on and operational. So Supercars were coming down and saying to the team, they can listen to the radios and saying, is the cool suit working? Otherwise, Will needs to pit. So the team's like not knowing, because I'm not telling them how bad I am. They're like, mate, have your cool suit in, turn it on. So then I had to have it on and operational, but it was just running hot water around the cool suit the whole time for the last 20, 30 laps. So, yeah, like I say, not anyone's not anyone's fault at the end of the day. I could have said, no, I'm too hot or that sort of stuff. But, I wasn't telling the team too much. I was saying it was tough in here and it's very hot. Have water ready. But it's just part of the rules. And for us, we want to get through that top 10. We didn't have the best weekend. You want to get as many points as you can. So, it's just one of those things. And I don't mind, like, it's not ideal, but at the end of the day, I think it shows that our sport is tough. We're not doing it easy out there. But yeah, far out. It was when I hopped out of the car, I thought I was like, I could hardly get out of the car when I pitted. The worst part is the cool down lap, because everything's over. I was driving down the straight with my hands up the steering wheel on the last 10 laps, spraying water in my face from my hose in my thing, just spraying the water, and I was holding my window net, and I just couldn't hold. Like I was in a state and a half. And then I started to catch Reynolds, and I didn't know he was in a state. I'm like, oh, I need to get Reynolds here. So it turns out just the two guys that were just cooked out there were having a battle for friggin' 20th place at the end, and I had a 15-second penalty. So, but I was glad he was there with me. I was glad he was there with me in the medical room. Mate, you should have seen it. Like, it was pretty funny, wasn't it, Ainsley? Like, when you look back at it, I well, it wasn't funny, but hopped out of the car and then
I think it's
they were
funny
like,
because you assume you're gonna be all right once you get a drip and stuff, but, like, you're on the shower floor, your eyes are, like, blown out, you're not really, like, talking, then it's a bit like, "You'll be right, mate," and then you just, like, sneak a photo, and then you get in the ambulance, sneak another photo. In the medical thing, they can't find a vein, sneak another photo. And everyone's
yeah,
like, "Is he all right?" "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
but I hopped out of the car, so hopping out of the car was tough, and then I just laid next to the car, and they put all water and ice and all that over me, which made me feel a lot better. And then I was like, I need to like get somewhere. Like I was there for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, just laying on the ground. So went into the shower, laid on the floor of the shower with the medical people, and then literally J-Dub was laughing because they took me in an ambulance like 20 meters. Like it was like I probably could have just walked or something like that when I look back. But they're like, yeah, we got an ambulance, hopped in that. Then it had to go up and do a U-turn. So that ended up taking longer than just freaking getting a golf buggy or something. But got into the medical room and I'm in there and then I noticed Dave's in there and like I'm coming, it's like 25 minutes after the race and I'm coming half good. So I'm like, shit, I want to check on Dave. So I'm like, Reynolds, you good? And they're like, and the guy's like, oh, he's not so good. And he didn't reply. So I like pull the, the blue sheets in the bloody hospital, pull that back and look over. And honestly, I thought he might actually, he was like a mummy. He was lying there like stiff as a thing. And he was just looking, just like eyes closed with a drip in him. And I thought he was bloody done and he couldn't talk. And then like 20 minutes later, he ends up bloody hopping up and he goes, Will. And I'm like, oh, thank God he's alive. But I think it was, I could not stop laughing. I've been in some states with Reynolds on the beers, but not in that sort of state. Like both of us just laying there, just, it was so bad.
Well, you were actually pretty bad too. They couldn't even find your veins. They collapsed that much. You were that dehydrated.
Oh, yeah. I was like, they're like, oh, we're going to put, and I don't like needles. So people can say but I don't like needles. It's just one thing I don't like. And they're like, oh,
That's
we're going
gonna
to put
call you a if not liking needles. I'd be worried if you did like needles.
yeah, but I hate them. And they're like, okay, we're going to try get some fluids into you. And I'm like, oh, I don't like needles. So Dano's like, so me and Dano, I'm holding Dano's hand. After it, I'm like, when I got friggin' sorted later, I'm like, God, Dano's a good bloke, but God, I was being a in there. But I was just like in a state, and then and then I was like, I remember I had to have this remember when I was with Erebus, I had to have those drips.
Yeah.
And I was like, but they couldn't find a vein. I was like, and he's like, no, you'll be right. And then my vein, I think they said it kept collapsing, so they couldn't get it again. They tried it twice last night, didn't they, Ains?
Yeah, I think so. They tried a couple times.
So then I couldn't get an IV drip. So then I had to just sit there and drink Hydrolite and just lay there. And they took my vitals. But I kept getting, you see how cold I kept getting, Ains? It's really weird. They said that your body like does this thing where tries cooling you down or you're hot and it tries cooling you down. So then I kept shivering and I kept cramping in the bed. And I only got through. It made it so much easier when I could open the curtain and just look at Dave hooked up to all his stuff, and I just could not stop laughing at him. That just made it so much better.
And then you're like, oh well, at least I can have a beer tonight. And all at the same time, the like 5 people around you were like, no, no beers tonight. And then there was one nurse, and she was like, oh, you can maybe have one.
The nurse looked like she knew a good time, and she's like, oh, I wouldn't advise it, and I'm like, I'm not having a beer tonight, I can tell you that. I'd be drunk after half a beer. But and then they're like, when we're walking out, they're like, oh, and make sure, to me and Dave, they're like, you have to share a room with someone tonight just in case, like, and I'm like, I don't really just want someone from the team sleeping on my floor. Like, this is going to be, just let me go out in peace if I'm going to cark it overnight. Don't want someone just sitting at the end of my bed looking at me. So that was my whole afternoon, and it was when I look back now, it was good. It was character building, training, and still struggled, but that's all right.
Yeah, I think you really need to sort that out, Will.
Well, I actually reckon that I bounced back. I reckon I bounced back, but I reckon the training's been good because I just bounce. The next day I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, you're bouncing down the order. That's where you're bouncing.
Oh God! So that was what a tough weekend, God. But
we haven't even got through it yet. So we've got Kai was having a good day, and he had something fail in his steering. I don't know what it was, but the
I
part
didn't even know
was
that.
the part was on the ground, or I don't know. So I was reading afterwards, the part was on the ground. So he was having a pretty good weekend. So he should have got a second in the end. Do we
Yep.
know what failed? Oh, it's a steering rod. It fell off.
Yeah, right.
How'd that fall
Far
off?
out.
I think
That's
someone
not
no.
ideal.
did it rip out, and
Broken
someone leave some
broken
bolts loose.
steering arm. No, it was in the car, I think.
Yeah, wow, okay. Interesting. And then I got my penalty on the last lap.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, have you actually seen it?
I watched it just before this because I knew you were gonna bring it up. And I think we're gonna have opposing opinions. This might be the end of Lucky Dogs. I don't know, like, like, so when someone goes up the inside there, so generally what you do is you just leave like half a car length or a car length when you see him there, and then you drive out and you get the drive. So I kind of get what you're saying that he turned down, but also you were just trying to force it into a position that pushed him wide, that then you could switch him back out of 3, get him into 4, and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. I understand the move, but yeah, I felt like I think it was ambitious.
Not really. On the
Ainsley, can you sort this out? Give
Not
your
really,
view on it quick.
but did you read the comments after have you read his comments after the race? He said that I was coming. So he was aware that I was there, and he said that because I was using the exit of 5, like I was blowing out because I didn't use any track limit
Yeah.
stuff. So I was blowing out of 5, and he's like said that I was going to make a move into 6 most likely. So he just disregarded the whole other part of the racetrack and was just going to focus on 6 basically from what he said. And then he said, "Why would I bother for 4th? I could understand it's for a podium, but I race for every position, and if I wouldn't, then I wouldn't be a race car driver. Like, this is how it is. Like, we're employed to get the best finish possible. So that's
Yeah.
just a cop out for one." And the other thing too was he said that it was going to be top 5 all Fords, and I like ruined that. And like I'm really thinking about the top 5 being Fords at that point in the race, and obviously I want Fords to run well, but like I really give a shit, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Like you say, like we're representing the brand. We like representing Ford, but at the end of the day, you're thinking about, yourself
The best
and
result.
getting a good position, your best result. Like, if that's, my team, I was struggling at the end of the race, and we're still trying to stay. We had a 15-second penalty, and we're still trying to stay ahead of certain people to make sure that we get 20th or 18th or whatever we got, like, trying to get the best result for the position we're in. And that's a job out there. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously it looked like you had a fair bit of understeer there. Like, it was hard for you to completely turn underneath. Like, it was, down there. It's a bit of a thing, but I understand the pass. You get them out of position, you switch them back into 4. And even if you don't get them into 4, you get them out of position for 5 and pass them into 6. Like, it's 100% a general move, but he got turned around. He lost a lot of time. You got a penalty. I think it's just play on, to be honest. But yeah, is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not that. Yeah, obviously I'm disappointed that it ended like that, but at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I just not really sure. He lost the rear end entry as well, so kind of really brought that all upon. I'm not sure why he wouldn't run tight there for the last lap, anyways. But yeah, is what it is, I guess. So I think
Yeah.
he was gonna try and get me back or something. So yeah, that's good.
Oh God, I like that. Good on him. Good on him. I like a bit of mongrel in. Everyone's got a bit of mongrel in him right now out there. I tell you
Yeah,
what,
it's good. The
he's good.
personalities have to actually come back, so it's good. I rate it. I've actually earned a
Yeah,
bit more respect from him now after that.
yeah. I quite rate it when people say something like, "Mate, don't do it again." It's like, I'm glad you said it to me, but I'm still going to do it again.
Yeah, I think he was chasing me down on the in-lap too, apparently.
Oh, well, he couldn't have been chasing you that much because I was 2nd or 3rd into lane. I was that hot. I was like, I need to get out of here. So that's pretty funny. Who's our was there anything else interesting happening, Ains? Anything?
I think you guys touched on it all. I know we're running out of time because you guys have ride days to get to.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
haven't got any
we do have ride
Q&As?
days. We do have
I
ride
think
days to get to. I'm gonna leave in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think one thing that I reckon that has to be, like Supercars did good. I think the Friday free day was great. I think there were
I
so many
agree.
people out there. I think that was fantastic. I know obviously, you know, they need ticket sales and all that sort of stuff, but I thought that was fantastic. Like, there was heaps of people out there. I see online people saying, "Oh, it was dead." It definitely wasn't for a Sydney round. We could definitely have bigger rounds like Newcastle and all that to start off the year, but for a Sydney Motorsport Park, it was quite busy, I thought.
I mean, not even for a Sydney round. The track's quite big, so people can go in all different places of the track. It was definitely busy.
Yeah. I thought it was busy all weekend, not even on the free Friday. I thought all weekend was busy, so that was really good. And we need to do our lucky pup.
Oh yeah, Lucky Pup.
I'm
Who is
gonna
it?
go with. Well, I don't know. Are we giving it to a Supercars driver or someone younger? Because I think if
No,
it's
it's gonna be
Supercar
younger.
driver, younger.
This is gonna be really hard because I don't even have time to.
Oh, I didn't get time to watch it all on the weekend. Is my drama, so it's a bit of a hard one to give a lucky pup out.
I'm gonna go with Brad Vaughan.
Yeah, actually, true. I feel like he's flown under
He's
the
doing a good
radar
job at
for
the
a
moment.
while, but he's
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like he's done a really good job. So that's a good one. I think that's really good. But yeah, we kind of skipped over everything, but crazy weekend, obviously for all of us. Not the results we wanted, but we will bounce back.
yeah. I'm fifth in the
And we
championship. Where are you?
15th.
I don't know how I'm fifth, to be honest.
Oh God, I couldn't believe it. Hey, I was just like, oh, no matter. Like I felt like I put so much effort into that weekend, and it just didn't come off. But that's all right. We'll keep going. We'll bounce back.
We're gonna do
and
some
we've got
training together.
Ryan
And we're gonna dig
Walkinshaw.
deeper. Oh
Pardon?
yeah, we do. We've got
We've got
the
Ryan
the big
Walkinshaw
Ryan
on the pod this
Walkinshaw.
week.
Yep.
That's
He
going to be
said
an
he's
interesting one. I'm keen for that.
yeah, he said he's really excited to talk about some of his past drivers and his favourite one, Scott Pye.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You guys that's going to go real good for me. But nah, well, it's always interesting to get the team's point of view because I always feel like drivers and teams have to, vice versa. When we've left teams, we've both done it. Teams have one opinion, drivers have one opinion. So I think that's great as long as everyone's obviously respectful. But I'm also keen to see Kiri's he was just DJing and all that like back in the day, and then obviously took over the company and all that when everything went on. Like I don't know his whole story, but I'm keen to hear a bit more of
Yeah.
his story
I'm
from back in the day.
I'm actually really keen to hear his story because obviously, when all the stuff happened and he took over the race team and the business and stuff, he got handed a lot. And they had a bit of a bumpy road for a while, but obviously they just won the championship last year. So, and it seems like the business is going better than ever, and the race team's been going really well, and obviously bringing Twitter in. So, yeah, kudos to him and his organisation. So excited to hear his story, to be honest.
Yeah. No, well, that sounds good. So that's our next guest. But yeah, hopefully we can get a few more on. We've got a few, I reckon, pretty big guests that that we'll have on soon. So that'll be
We've
really
got some
cool. But
massive guests.
yeah, sure do. Haynes is stepping up. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. We will be back with another episode very shortly.